She has 7 minutes, maybe less. Nora Price is standing in the bathroom of the Kepler 822, a deep-sea research and drilling facility at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. It's 2050. She's 36,000 feet below the surface. The pressure outside is 8 tons per square inch, and something is very, very wrong. The lights flicker. A tiny crack appears in the ceiling. Water begins to drip, and then the walls explode inward. Nora runs. She sprints down the corridor, banging on doors, screaming at everyone to wake up, to get out and close the bulkhead. Most of them don't make it. She finds Rodrigo in the chaos, and together they reach the emergency door. The keypad is dead. Nora tears open the panel and hotwires the system by hand while the station collapses around her. 2 crewmates are still running toward them down the hall. They aren't going to make it in time. Nora has no choice but to shut the door. The shockwave knocks them both unconscious. When they come to, the station is 70% compromised. The antenna is gone. They're completely cut off from the surface, and whatever caused this is still out there. The plan is simple. Get to the escape pods. If you're enjoying the story so far, hit like and subscribe so you never miss a recap. The Kepler 822 is the command center for a large drilling operation deep in the trench. If they can reach the pod bay, they can evacuate. Nora and Rodrigo move fast, picking their way through corridors buried in debris and the bodies of colleagues they knew by name. In a collapsed passage, they find Paul, a wisecracking engineer, pinned under rubble. They pull him free and push on. They crawl through a shredded access tunnel and find the pod bay, and that's when the real problem hits them. Every single pod is already gone. Captain Lucien is the only one waiting for them. He stayed behind, he says, because that's what captains do. He's calm in a way that doesn't quite add up, and Nora files that away for later. They head to the control room and find 2 more survivors. Biologist Emily Haversham and her boyfriend, engineer Liam Smith. 6 people, no pods, and Kepler's nuclear core is overheating. Emily puts it bluntly, the energy has nowhere to go. A meltdown isn't just possible, it's inevitable. Lucien has a plan. It's insane, but it's all they have. 1 mile away, across the open ocean floor, sits the Roebuck 641 drilling station. It has escape pods. To get there, they'll need pressurized dive suits, and they'll need to walk. Nobody has ever done that before. Nobody has ever needed to. The ocean floor at this depth is lightless, unmapped, and unknown. Liam plays back the last transmission from the drill site before everything went silent. It sounds like the crew was being attacked by something, and the external temperature has jumped 10 degrees for no reason that makes scientific sense. They suit up anyway. As they board the freight elevator to descend to the ocean floor, Nora notices something. Rodrigo's helmet has a hairline crack. She tries to call out, but Liam opens the outer hatch, and the pressure difference does its work in an instant. Rodrigo's suit implodes. He's gone before anyone can move. 5 of them are left. The elevator drops them toward the seabed in silence. Nobody speaks. Emily is crying quietly. Nora stares straight ahead. Then a distress signal crackles through the comms. One of the escape pods is broadcasting from somewhere below them. There might be survivors. Lucien sends Paul and Liam to check it out while the others hold position. Out on the ocean floor, in absolute darkness, the 2 men pick their way toward the signal. The pod has imploded under the pressure, and the body they find inside is not alone. Something is feeding on it. A small creature tears itself free from the corpse and lunges at them. Liam shoots it. They bring it back inside. Emily examines it under the lights. It has talons, a feeding mouth, no eyes. She's never seen anything like it. Nobody has. She thinks it might be an entirely new species, something the drilling may have disturbed from a hydrothermal pocket deep in the rock. Nobody wants to say what they're all thinking. If that's the baby, what does the adult look like? They don't have to wonder long. The elevator's power cuts out. The lights die. In the sudden darkness, something moves at the window. Something enormous. And then the Kepler 822 explodes directly above them. The blast buries them in falling debris. Liam takes a hit and his oxygen tank is damaged. Toxic fumes are already leaking into his suit. They drag him to an intermediate station and get his helmet off just in time. He's alive, barely. His suit is compromised and won't last the full journey to Roebuck. Nobody suggests leaving him behind. They board a small cart and ride it through an access tunnel toward the next waypoint. The creatures can be heard outside in the dark, keeping pace. The tunnel floods ahead of them, and the cart stops. They continue on foot. Then the passage is blocked by fallen debris. Nora is the smallest. She volunteers to dive under and look for a way through. She finds a narrow underwater passage just wide enough, as long as nobody panics. Lucien runs safety lines between each crew member. Emily goes through, then Lucien, then Liam. Paul is last. He says he sees something behind him in the water. They start pulling his line. He comes through, gasping, but then the line goes taut in the other direction. Something has him. Paul shoves his plush rabbit into Nora's hands. His good luck charm. He's been carrying it this whole time. He puts his helmet back on, and the crew pulls with everything they have. But the creature is stronger. It rips Paul clean out of his suit. A red cloud fills the water. They run for the nearest bulkhead and seal it behind them. 4 survivors. The roebuck is still ahead of them. In a communications room, Lucien tries the radio again. No signal. Through the porthole, Liam stares at the massive drill bit hanging outside and asks how something that weighs 6,000 tons could be destroyed. Emily looks at it for a moment, then says, "This is what happens when you dig too deep into somewhere you were never meant to go." The ocean is pushing back. Lucien spots a crack forming in the window. They have to keep moving. Out on the ocean floor again, moving in near darkness, one of the creatures appears. They kill the suit lights and freeze. It isn't enough. The creature locks onto Liam and drags him into a narrow cave in the rock. His foot is still visible at the entrance. Lucien goes in after him. He finds Liam, alive, pulls him free and hands him back to the others. Then he goes back into the cave to retrieve the dropped weapon. The creature takes him instead. Because Nora is still connected to Lucien by a wire, she's dragged in too. They land on a submerged rock shelf deep in the cave. Lucien is dangling over the edge. Nora reaches for him. The creature comes back. It opens its mouth around her helmet. Lucien lunges at it, pushing it away from her. The creature grabs them both and starts to descend. At this depth, even a small pressure increase will kill them. Lucien knows this. He reaches for the wire connecting him to Nora and unhooks it. She floats up. He goes down. She watches him implode through her visor. Nora drifts. She loses consciousness briefly. When she wakes, her suit is failing, and she's completely alone on the ocean floor. But there's a door in the rock wall ahead of her. She pushes through it and finds the abandoned Shepherd Station, a facility that was supposedly destroyed in the initial collapse. She changes out of her ruined suit. While searching Lucien's old locker for equipment, she finds a photograph. His daughter, 14 years old. She already knows, before she reads the date on the back, that the girl is gone. That's why he reacted so strangely when she mentioned his daughter's age. He was keeping a grief he had no time to show. Nora finds a fresh suit, a flare gun, and Lucien's map of the drilling site. She goes back outside. She's following the marker line toward Roebuck when she hears Emily's voice in the darkness. She moves toward it. Emily runs, thinking Nora is one of the creatures. Nora tackles her, holds her, tells her she's okay. Emily found Liam. He's alive, but his suit is finished. They've been dragging him across the ocean floor alone. The 3 of them keep moving. Nora tells Emily about her fiancé. He was a diver, Liam's best friend. He went out on a solo dive one day and didn't come back. That's why being powerless is the one thing she can't stand. They talk to keep the fear at bay. It almost works. Then the lights of the Roebuck come into view. They move towards the station and stop. The entrance above them is covered in creatures, dozens of them, hanging still in the dark, sleeping, or something like it. Nora signals the others to kill their suit lights. They start to move as quietly as possible. Emily's oxygen alarm goes off. A creature drops from above and seizes Nora. She tells Emily to grab Liam and run. The creature forces its feeding mouth over Nora's helmet, trying to swallow her whole. She shoves the flare gun inside it and fires. The creature drops. She reloads. The rest of the nest is waking up, and then something enormous begins to rise beneath them. The smaller creatures are being lifted. Nora fires the flare gun into the darkness beyond the window, and the light catches it for just a moment. Something ancient and massive. Something that makes the creatures they've been fighting look like insects. This is the creature that caused all of this. It wasn't an earthquake or a pressure collapse. It was this monstrous creature. It slams into the station. The impact throws Nora across the seabed and knocks her out. Emily pulls her in through the station hatch and drains the water. Nora's oxygen runs out. Her helmet is jammed shut, Emily grabs a fire extinguisher and cracks the seal, and Nora drags in a breath of recycled air. They help Liam out of his suit. The three of them sprint through flooding corridors, dodging walls of water as the emergency system locks doors behind them, until they find the control room. Through the window, they can see the creatures circling the station. The pod bay has 3 pods, but only 2 of them work. Nora doesn't tell the others. She puts Liam in the first pod, tucks Paul's rabbit in beside him, and sends his pod up to the surface. Then she tells Emily to get in the second. Emily looks at her, then at the 3 bays, and realizes that only one of them can leave. She refuses to get into the pod. There's no time for this. The creatures are already moving toward the ascending pods, rising through the water in pursuit. Nora punches Emily hard enough to stun her, pushes her into the pod, and hits launch. She tells her it's going to be okay. She means it. Then she sits down at the terminal and thinks about what Emily said days ago or hours ago or a lifetime ago, about the station's accumulated energy having nowhere to go. She finds it, all of it, every joule stored in the Roebuck's nuclear core. She initiates the overload. The explosion tears through the station, destroying the creature and Nora. The 2 pods punch up through the shockwave and break the surface. The news reports are short, classified. 2 survivors from the Kepler 822. No details available. All footage has been destroyed. Tian Industries declines to cooperate with any investigation. They're already planning to rebuild. They're already planning to drill deeper. Nobody's going to stop them. So what exactly happened down there? The film strongly implies that what Nora sees in those final moments isn't just a giant creature. It's Cthulhu, the ancient cosmic entity from H.P. Lovecraft's mythology. The idea is that something genuinely unknowable has been living in the deepest part of the ocean since long before humans existed, and Tian Industries drilled straight into its territory. The smaller creatures aren't a new species that evolved in isolation. They're offspring, and whatever caused the initial collapse of the Kepler 822 wasn't an earthquake. It was something waking up. Nora's sacrifice stops the immediate threat, but the ending doesn't offer much comfort. Tian Industries suppresses the investigation, destroys the evidence, and announces it'll keep drilling. The creatures are gone, but the company that caused all of it is still in business. Underwater was released in January 2020, directed by William Eubank. It had been sitting on a shelf at 20th Century Fox for roughly 2 years before it came out, which is rarely a good sign. It performed modestly at the box office and got a mixed critical reception, with many reviewers comparing it unfavorably to Alien and The Abyss. If you're someone who finds deep ocean settings genuinely unsettling, this one tends to get under your skin in ways that linger. If you want to see more deep dive recaps like this one, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching.